What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Don't Be Scared to Talk About It, episode 5. So, this one talk about marriage, and I'm gonna add relationship to it too. Um, okay, so about marriage, do I believe in marriage? Yes and no. Like, why the government got to be involved in our love? They aren't involved in our life enough. It's like I don't need them in my relationship as well, more than they already are. People treat marriages like it's like a possession. Like, oh, if I don't get married, I'm this or that or whatever. I'm getting this old and I still haven't been married, and it's like people. It's like make it such a big deal, but really, this is just about a commitment to each other, which you should already have being in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like nothing should change because you put rings on each other's fingers, and that's what people, you know, get it wrong. And that's a close relationship too. Some people, I see a lot of people get into a relationship. They do what they do to get them. They do all this stuff. They court them. They do all these things to get you, but then they stop. Once they get you, they stop. You know, a lot of times they stop, and that's why a lot of stuff fails, because you stop doing the things you did in the beginning. It's like it just starts fading, and it shouldn't. It always should be the same, at least to me, anyways. Like when I'm in a relationship, I like to spoil my girl. Dates is always going to be top priority, of course. You always got to keep dating. Always got to continue to know each other, get to know each other, because we're changing constantly. And if you're not changing, you're doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? You're changing constantly. We don't know everything. We always grow. That's why I say I'm not grown. I'm growing, because we grow constantly. New things come to mind all the time. You always should get to know each other, always. That's why dates is important. Because you don't want to sit up here and be with somebody and then all of a sudden it's like things are just different. And you're just like, okay, this is something different. Like when you start doing this, when you start doing that. If you believe in God, that should be the number one in your relationship. Nobody else. Your spouse, and God. That's it. You gotta have commitment. Love is another one, of course. Love has to be there. This is how you know you're in love with somebody. If the thought of them in their presence is better than sex. Trust, believe, because sex is amazing. So it's like I mean, even if I know that's another thing too. A lot of people, they they leave a relationship or they cheat too because the sex is whack. But actually, when you really love somebody, you should. I mean, sex is not always going to be great. It's not, because a lot of people don't know what to do, or whatever like that. And even if you do know what to do, some people don't like the thing that another person did. So you can have sex with this person. They be like, "Oh, it's great," and then you try with somebody else, and they're like, "Oh, it's whack." That's why it's because you have to learn the person's body. You have to learn their likes and their dislikes. Have sex with them, and really pay attention to the body language. You have to pay attention to the body language. I'm not a sex expert, but this is common sense. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody is different. Nobody's gonna like the same thing that this person liked. You have sex with this person, they liked it so much, but this person might not like it if you get involved with another person. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn the body. You have to learn the body language of the person you're with. You know what I'm saying? So the sex is not going to be, or the sex is not going to be, good. I mean, yeah, sometimes you do something with somebody else and there's other person and you do it with this other person, they like it. It's not always going to be, you know, that way. So you have to really pay attention to body language. But yeah, when it's more important when I mean, it's love. It's love when you can think about them, and it is better than sex. There's having them presence. It is better than sex. When you think of their name, you just get butterflies in your stomach or whatever. It's just everything is just so much better when they're around. You know what I'm saying? Um, and at times it will fade, but at times it's like if you're really deep. That's why some people last years and years and years, because they still have that feeling when they're the only person that you really want to be with. And that's where honesty comes in, and communication. Looks can get you, yeah, but the personality will keep you. And it's like, why are you with them if you can't just be yourself, if you can't be honest with them, if you can't share everything? Like, they should be your diary. They should be your person you go to. Yeah, you have your friends and your family and stuff, but this is the person you choose to spend your life with. So they should be your safe space. And you should always be able to communicate and be honest with them. And also with that is understanding. You'll always have to agree, but the understanding of it should be top tier. Like, okay, I don't agree with this, but I understand where you're coming from. I understand you. And if you do agree with them, still understand. Of course you understand if you agree, but still, understand. And then friendship. You have to have friendship. Some people will be in a relationship and they're not friends. They just, there because they just want somebody there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're afraid to be alone or whatever. And that's not how it should be. When you have a friendship with each other, best friends, friendship, whatever, it's even more beautiful because you have a lot of things in common, or you don't. Their friends become your friends become their friends, or whatever the situation. And it's like a real, genuine friendship. And so those things are the most important of a relationship to me, a marriage, whatever. But for me, I don't know if I ever get married. I mean, if my girlfriend wants to, then I'll throw this idea with her, like, this for me. For me, I would be like, okay, we can get married. We can throw a party, whatever you want, and invite our friends and family over. Get the person that we respect the most to marry us, and put rings on each other's finger. Because that's basically it anyways. We're just putting rings on each other's finger and saying our vows to each other. And it's like, why have the government involved, man? It's like, if we ever get a divorce, they have to take half. Like, for what? Just leave what you came with. Okay, I came with this, and I got all of this. I'm leaving. You take that. You take your stuff. I take mine. That's it. If we have kids, we split the days that we have with the kids, and if they want to stay with you, they can stay with you. And then they stay with me whenever. You know what I'm saying? It's like why? Like, people just make it so difficult when it shouldn't have to be. I mean, if like, so many people in the nasty divorce because, for one, like I said, they don't communicate, and for two, it's just like they in a relationship for the wrong reasons. No communication, no honesty, and then there's a bunch of love lost. Now, when the love is lost, that's when you should end it. That is when you should just completely just, because I get it, in the beginning it can be so great. They was like the best ever or whatever, you fell in love with them. But that's why I say you always communicate, because people change over time. And maybe you guys are not the same anymore. It's not like they grow, but they grow and they have different views than you now. They have a better understanding of different things than you. And once that happens, that's why you communicate, go on dates and everything, get to know each other more. Let me reintroduce myself to you, constantly. And it's like, okay, this is different. Okay, some people know that the love is lost, but they're just so desperate to have somebody and don't want to be alone that they stay because they're used to this lifestyle, especially if it's money involved, or they're used to a certain lifestyle that they don't want to give up, and they cheat and they lie, and the love lost. And then when the other spouse sees it and whatever, and they want to leave, then they get upset and create all kind of chaos. And it's just like, it's not worth it. It's really not. But to each his own. You know what I'm saying? That's just sad. And especially when there's kids involved. You know, when there's kids involved, that's even the worst thing. Please just keep it cordial and just leave it alone. When the love ends, leave it be, goes your separate ways. And then another thing, they spend thousands of dollars on one day, become bridezillas and whatever, and go crazy over one day when you should be focusing on the marriage. Not just people fantasize about the wedding day and stuff like that, but you should be fantasizing about how you want your marriage to be. Yeah, the wedding could be beautiful, or might not be, whatever. It's just the marriage is what matters the most, you know. But this is very crazy to me. But that's just my opinion. I know I haven't said much. I just want to keep it short. This is just a little taste. I'm just trying it out. Just a little taste of what I want to do. And I'm gonna come back to all these subjects. Maybe with somebody, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about it. Get different opinions and all that stuff. But for now, just a little. Like I said, my knowledge always changes with stuff. So I'm gonna come back to this, and maybe I'll say the same thing. Maybe I won't. But I'm always gonna say the same thing about marriage. I don't want the government involved in my life at all. You know, they're already involved so much in my life. Nah. When I get a girlfriend and if we choose, if she wants to get married, I'll be like, we can do it. But we ain't involving no government. We're just going to get our friends and family together. If you want a big-ass wedding, I hope you pay for a little bit. I ain't about to spend $1,000 though. I ain't that rich over here, but no, I give her the wedding of her dreams, of course. I'm just playing. But I'm serious about not having the government nothing, no government involved. We're just gonna invite our friends and family, big wedding, get our friends and family, get somebody we respect and love to marry us, and put rings on each other's finger and call it a day. That's it. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what it is anyway. You know, I don't think things should change when you get in a relationship. I don't think things should change when you get married. There's another thing. I know this thing about Diddy is happening, but there's one thing that he said that I agree with. He said, I don't want to get into a relationship if I'm not a good dater. You know, I don't want to become a fiance if I'm not a good person in a relationship. You know, I don't want to become a husband if I'm not a good fiance. Which is understandable. I get it. Why would you get in a relationship if you know you're going to cheat? If you know you're going to, do the wrong things? Why marry this person if you know you're not going to change? Because that's taking half and wasting all that bullshit. But anyways, yeah. So that thing with Diddy, that's the part I agree with him. You know, that was actually kind of smart. Anyways, all right. That's all I want to say. Peace out. Love and light.